Okay, folks, this is the flagship, the new flagship. It's got some decent weight to it. Resin in the back, kind of typical for KZ. Although they do have some all-metal ones. This guy has 8 drivers in it. So you get a dynamic driver and balanced armatures, so it's a hybrid. Interesting shell design there. We'll go over the specs in just a minute, just showing you. Kind of ergonomic, similar shape to the one we did before, only this one has a lot more drivers in it. So what do I think about this one? And this is the KZ ZAR, the ZAR. Comes in the typical KZ box with the little magnetic, well, not really magnetic, but it kind of sticks in there. And then you got this little metal strip talking about it. And I'm going to hold this up to the camera, if I can. And we're going to try to look on the back of this thing, since it's all black lettering on a black box. And we'll see on the side. There we go. So it's the KZ ZAR. It's 123 grams, a bit heavier than the DQS. 3.5 millimeter termination. This is a straight plug. Nice cable with this, by the way. 0.75 millimeter QDC, 20 to 40 kilohertz, 16 ohms, 109 decibels. So it should be easy to drive. It's definitely going to scale if you're using like a nice dongle or something. Build quality in this is good. And overall, it's got a nice ergonomics to it. It's a little bit smoother kind of shape compared to the other one that we did before. Let's put these guys together. Here's the DQS. You can see it is actually, even though it's got more drivers, it's basically the same size. And this cable, let me tell you, this is going to be like one of the best cables KZ has ever had. There's the that. I still get it tied because I use a DAC amp, and so I don't need the cable length too much. So very nice kind of feel to the cable. It's silvery. It's got a nice flex to it. It's very soft. I like it. It's probably my favorite cable that they've ever made. And I say that a lot lately. A lot of these companies are making some good cables. What was it? The C3 had a very nice cable to it. So anyway, looking at this, what do I think about the sound on this? Let's get a first impression sound. We'll have the full review later on, maybe next week. So build quality, first of all, very good. For KZ, it's typical. Looks and feels good. It's lightweight, a little bit heavier than the other one, but then again, it's got more, it's got more drivers in it. Nice metal nozzle. Decent overall. Comfort-wise, very good, for my ears at least. I found the ergonomic shape fit in there. Maybe smaller ears, it might be a little too tight. Isolation was good. Didn't hear anything in the background, so I had a decent passive isolation. Sound quality. Now there's some good bass here. The bass has really good presence. There's a decent amount of speed with the bass. It's got a nice punch to it. Mid-bass, nice tight punch. It can go down deep when it has to, depending on the type of music you're listening to. It has a really nice balance to it overall, and there's some details, and there's a decent amount of control there as well. And of course, I've only listened to these for a few hours now. They've burned in. We finished the burn in and everything. Mids sound very good, very detailed. The forward, you get into the treble. The treble has a really nice extension, very detailed. I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. And then we get into the soundstage. Now, it's not the widest soundstage, a little bit wider than the DQS's soundstage, but it's still kind of in the realm of where it's in your head, like a little bit beyond ear to ear, but it's not like the widest soundstage out there. Still, it works very good, and the soundstage is decent. Overall, there's good separation and details here. and surprising a decent, amount of technicalities that it can do. So I was impressed with this. I like this. I'll have the full review with getting into what it does best and what it doesn't do best later on. But this is just basic first impressions. I was going into this and thinking this is going to be another V-shaped, bass heavy, fun sounding. And don't get me wrong, both of these are fun sounding, the DQS and this one. They're definitely fun sounding. But there's more details here. The KZ's getting more and more mature, and just adding little baby steps to the signatures, refining them without overdoing it. Because a lot of companies, they take the feedback from people and then they just completely go and overboard in a direction. And, I'm not saying any names, CBJ, but then they start tuning and they make these weird tunings and stuff. This one's doing a very good job of tuning, then listening to people and what they like and everything. And they're taking that same kind of signature and they're just adding a little bit to it, a little more detail here, a little more in the mids and everything. So I like that. So that said, that's this one right here, which you really can't see because it's a black box. But this is the ZAR, and this is their new flagship. It's a 8-driver IAM. Thank you so much for watching. Please be safe, and I'll have a review for the both of these shortly. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.